YouTube, I'm Hava Schultz, and today I want to give you a true taste of Texas. Often people come and they fly into one of the major airports in a city and they go to maybe Austin for the music festival, or they go to San Antonio for the Riverwalk or something like that. Or maybe they've never been here at all, so they just have these preconceived notion of what Texas is. But Texas is a huge place and there's so much to it. So in this video, I'm going to take you to what I've split into the 4 primary categories of the state. So let's talk about the cities, because there are 5 to 6 major cities in Texas. Starting with Houston. Houston is actually the 4th largest and most populous city in the entire country. It's really well known across the globe for its medical center because it's considered the top in the world. It also has a really robust museum district. It's a very artistic area. I love Houston. It's a really great place to live. It doesn't tend to hit the top of people's tourist cities, but still it's a great place, and if you come here, there's lots to do. We've also got Dallas, which is considered kind of a sister city to Houston, but I'm telling you, Dallas is not as cool as a space city. Totally biased here, just so you know. But there's a really beautiful arboretum and botanical gardens there, and I haven't spent a ton of time there, but there's a really cool restaurant with a ball at the top. If you see the Dallas skyline, it is iconic. So Dallas is a place that I probably need to go spend a little more time, but for now, there's a couple highlights. San Antonio is known for the Riverwalk and the Alamo. To me, it's a place that you go, you do the Riverwalk, you do the Alamo, maybe you go to some of the caverns nearby, but once you do it, you've done it. I've been a million times, so after that, I don't think it's as exciting, but make sure you go do the Riverwalk because that's really cool. Austin goes by the slogan, "Keep Austin Weird." It's a really funky city, and it's really gathered a lot of tourism attraction lately. It's got really neat nature places if you like to go to Barton Springs or if you want to go to Lake Travis. But there's also, of course, 6th Street where you can go to bars and clubs and nightlife. There's places to shop in Austin, so you've got a little bit of everything there. El Paso is the well-known city that's right at the very western tip of the state. It's actually in a different time zone, fun fact. It's right there on the border of Mexico, and although I have been there, I haven't done a lot in El Paso. I've done a lot of day trips from El Paso. So there's definitely more to be explored there, but I hear they have a really great food scene. Fort Worth is a major city too. I kind of breezed over it because it's right there near Dallas, although people tend to group it as Dallas-Fort Worth as one. I do recognize, for those of you who live out there, yes, I know they are 2 different places. Comment below if you want to add more to this video about Fort Worth. The second category I want to mention is the desert. You're all thinking it, especially if all you know about Texas is the stereotypes. And yes, it's part of Texas, but believe it or not, it's actually my least experienced category. So if you know something about the desert, if you spend a lot of time in those areas of Texas, please comment below, add the value to this resource for people who want to learn more about the state. In the meantime, I have been to El Paso, as I mentioned in the city section. My grandparents lived there for a little while, so I went there a couple times and based out of there. And let me tell you, the desert is really dry. You need to make sure that you bring saline with you. If you're staying somewhere where you can have a humidifier, definitely consider it. I had bloody noses when I was there. It was so dry. I actually went on a 6-mile walk with my mom. We were desperate for a humidifier, and we thought that Walmart was just down the street. After 6 miles, we never found Walmart, and I was so desperate. I hope this isn't TMI right now, but I ended up blowing my nose on a rock. I know that's disgusting. Please don't judge me, but it happened. Really cool part of the desert that I would really love to go to, and you've probably heard of, is Big Bend National Park. That's at the northern part of the Chua Desert. It is so scenic, so beautiful. I've seen pictures. I've got to plan a trip there. Moving on, let's talk about beaches. Texas has a very substantial coastline compared to most states in the US. Consider the fact that it goes around such a large portion of the Gulf. Now, while we talk about this, I want to tell you something really interesting. For those of you who haven't been, the nearest beach to Houston is Galveston, and that whole area of coastline is actually very murky water. And when I was younger, people used to think, oh, this is pollution, and I just thought, You know, if it was pollution and it was brown because of that, that wouldn't be safe to swim in. It's not pollution, that is a total myth. The reason the murky water is brown is because this portion of the Gulf is the delta of the Mississippi River. So what you're seeing is all the silt and sediment from the Mississippi River coming into our beach water. But if you go a little further south, about 3 hours or so, you'll hit places like Corpus Christi and Port Aransas, and I'm sure there's more if you keep going that I haven't been to, and they're really beautiful. They're exactly what you want when you picture crystal blue waters and nice soft sand. But you know, hey, let's not knock on Galveston too much, because that sand is really soft because of that silt. And the other thing about the Texas beaches that is really cool is the fact that it's in the Gulf, so the water is so warm, especially in the summer. It's basically like bath water. When I go to the Pacific or the Atlantic and I get in the water, I'm just freezing because I'm so pampered by the warmth of the water here. Before closing this video, I cannot neglect to talk to you about Central Texas, better known as the Hill Country. There's a lot out here. You can go to old Texas towns that you picture like Fredericksburg, and if you're above 21, you can enjoy the wine country of Texas. It's actually one of the top wine countries in the United States. And there's also lots of lakes, so our friends have a lake house out there that we've spent several Thanksgivings and holiday trips at. Very beautiful, and as the name suggests, you have hills, so you can explore the nature there. There's lots of great hiking and camping. I really like Garner State Park, if anyone's been there. It's a really neat place, especially for Thanksgiving when the temperatures cool down. There's a nice river there. And then Enchanted Rock is not only an awesome place to hike, and I haven't done this yet, but I so badly want to. Enchanted Rock is one of the only places left in the whole world where, when the conditions are right, you can actually see the Milky Way galaxy. It gets that dark at night. So if you're thinking about coming to Texas, and specifically the Hill Country, that is something that you should definitely try to see. Thanks so much for watching this video about Texas. Click here to watch another video, click here to subscribe, and go ahead and comment below if there's something else you want me to tell you about Texas, or just any video in general, and I'll see you then. See ya!